Have you ever wondered how artists draw to make things look 3D? Well, in this drawing, I'm going to teach you how to draw two cubes that also have an optical illusion. Look closely at this cube. It might look like you're looking inside the box at another box. Or maybe it looks like you're looking at a larger cube with the corner removed. Once you get a sense for both illusions, it's kind of hard to unsee, and your eyes will switch back and forth between both. This drawing has steps that are very particular, so please make sure to watch, and then when I say pause, you can try it. The first steps are going to be to connect the points to make a hexagon, and then make light intersecting lines. Let's figure out how to hold a ruler properly, and then after I show the two first skills, you can draw. So when it's time to make your lines, connect the points so that both points are touching only one side of the ruler. You should be able to see them. Then use your pencil and let it glide along the edge. I'm lightly pushing against the edge as I draw. Notice these lines inside are very light. Some of them are going to get erased later to make our cube look solid. Another thing is to rotate the paper instead of moving the ruler all around. It just makes it more comfortable. After you have figured out how to hold the ruler, go ahead and stop now and try it. Remember, those lines are light in the middle. Okay, so now that you've got your large hexagon with intersecting lines, I'm going to teach you how to make points that are perfectly measured at 1.5 inches. When you connect those, you'll have a small hexagon inside. So we're going to use the ruler this time for actual measurement. We're not just using it for a straight line like last time. Notice that 1.5 and 1.5 are the same thing. It's just two different ways to say the same thing. First, study your ruler to find the inches. We'll need the first 3 inches for making these measurements. 1.5 is right between 1 and 2. The easiest way to comprehend it is to just find 0, put it directly in the center. Notice 3 falls at the other point to the right-hand side there, and then make a dot where 1.5 is. That's the easy way. But you have to do that 6 times. By now you may have noticed that if you put the ruler all the way across, you can line it up 1 time and then mark 2 points. I didn't do this in the drawing, but let's see if you can see it. 0 is at the left. 3 is in the center. I can mark 1.5. We already know that. But after you mark 1.5, why don't you just leave your ruler there and see if you can mark 4.5. Then you'll have the other side done and you don't have to line up the ruler again. Notice on this one, 4.5 is marked from when I did it earlier. So that's a little time-saving trick that I just noticed as I was narrating. It doesn't matter, just make sure you get 1.5 measured out and it'll be correct. This skill takes some practice, so be patient with yourself. After you have your dots and they look nice and even, you're going to connect them, but I recommend using your ruler again. That's what I did, and it made them very straight. Go ahead and pause it and try it. Okay, let's appreciate what we have here. There are 6 equilateral triangles making up the large rhombuses. There's 3 rhombuses to make up the big cube, right? And then there's 6 little equilateral triangles inside. It's kind of cool, all the geometry we have going on. I flipped over the rhombuses, I put them on a black paper, and this is what they look like to make a solid cube. Let's figure out what lines to erase so that our cube can look solid. Rather than just jumping in with my eraser, I marked the lines that I want to keep. I'm not measuring, I'm just making a dot on the lines to keep. Then I erased. Now I'll outline. We love outlining those lines to make them pop. I did not use a ruler, but I really think I should have because at this point, we don't want to mess up, right? We've worked so hard on all that measuring, so just use your ruler if you need to. Now we're going to erase some of the lines in the larger hexagon, but we're going to erase the opposite. I'm marking where I'm going to be keeping lines. I'm not measuring, I'm just making a mark that I'm keeping it. The easiest way to look at this is to just look at where the line extends from the center all the way out to that other point and then get rid of it. So see how it's like that line continued, then you're erasing it. If this is confusing to you, just study the example here after it's outlined and you'll be able to figure it out. Pause the video and try it. All right, now we're going to get to adding color. Pick 3 colors and let's follow a sense of pattern. I noticed that these 2 rhombuses looked kind of parallel to each other. Parallel means they're like running side by side equally. So those 2 are going to be the same color. Now I'm going to look for the next 2 that look parallel. They have an equal space between them. Those 2. It's hard to describe this, so just try to look at the pattern once it's colored and you'll be able to figure out where to put your 3 colors. You can also cut these out, so if you color outside of the line a little bit on the big shapes, it's okay. I hope you enjoyed this challenging drawing. You just learned tons of awesome skills to help you with drawing. You learned how to use a ruler to make straight lines, and you used a ruler to help you with measurement techniques. So that was pretty awesome, and I really thank you for rising to the challenge. Here's the steps again if you just need to see an overview. All right, happy optical illusion.